So I met this girl who, unbeknownst to me, was sort of locally famous in the town we were in at the time. She was gorgeous, but there's a bit of an age gap, so I never thought of it more than, oh, she's pretty. We were at a mutual friend's house after a night at the bars and had small talk, realizing we both like to make music, and I drunkenly suggested we make a song together sometime. Nothing more than drunk plans that usually get cancelled, forgotten about, so once again thought nothing of it. But a couple days later she texted me and asked if I was free to jam. Fast forward about 6 months and my birthday was coming up, and it went from the bittersweet realization 30 was around the corner to just plain bitter. My aunt had been found dead in her home that week, and her funeral was in a different city 2 days after my birthday. I tried to plan something, but all my friends were busy, including her. So I sadly got drunk alone, too drunk, and ended up missing my flight. I told her that I was in town for another day, and that morning she raced over to my apartment. When she got there, I was outside on the phone with my brother, letting him know my rescheduled flight plans. I ushered her inside and told her to meet me in there. After the call, I head in just to see her with a cupcake with a candle in it and a Disney princess card that sang when you opened it. It was so specifically my kind of humor. It meant so much to know she cared like that after such a contrasting day before. We went out to lunch and had a couple margaritas with friends and were pretty tipsy by the time we got back to my apartment. As I was packing the rest of my stuff for my flight, I went my window for a smoke and she joined me. But we didn't talk. She was just staring at me with those eyes, and it all clicked. She liked me, and I liked her too. I asked her if she was sure given my age, and she replied, I do not care, and I made excuse to go to the other room away from the rest of the group and went for our first kiss. It was magical, the first time I felt that fire people always talk about. Right after that, I had to get on the worst flight of my life, lol. We started dating a month after that, and 2 years later are still dating and still consider each other best friends. It happened so organically, I don't think I can ever fall in love another way again, like it was meant to be.
I married my childhood BFF for convenience. It was the best decision we've ever made. In 2018, me and my at the time childhood BFF, and a fake name, both 23 at the time, were being pressured by our parents to find someone and get married. Being in the same boat, we decided to sail together and thus decided to get married, but us being us didn't want to just announce we were getting married, so we made a show out of it. It was I who initiated our plan and called on our other childhood friends Emmy and Marie, fake names, to help me pick out a good but not so expensive ring. We were hoping that one of them would align some dots and find out what we were planning. The next day, Anna called Marie and Emmy to help her find a good but not so expensive ring. Emmy realized what was going on first, and as described by Anna, Emmy had a hilariously panicked face. Emmy excused herself to the bathroom and asked Marie to go with her. Anna tried to follow them, only for Emmy to apologize and refuse to let her join them. A few minutes later, they came back and Marie had the exact same face Emmy had, and they, for most of their time shopping, kept asking Anna who she got that ring for and if she could wait a little, maybe the man would propose to her. But she ignored them and bought the rings anyway. I really wish I could have seen their faces in that moment. The panicked realization and the awkward desperation of trying to convince Anna not to buy rings would have been hilarious. Anyway, our plan worked and soon news reached our parents. Emmy apparently told her mom and sisters. Then her mom told mine and Annie's mom. Then I heard my mom say it to my dad, and the same happened to Anna. With this, our families became really excited for both of us, but still unsure if we were really going to be together, or we ED proposed to other people, so we didn't do anything for 3 months apart from our regular hangouts. Annie's parents were more patient, but my mom kept asking me after just 1 month if I have a girlfriend. After those 3 months, I gathered the boys, and she gathered the girls, both of us planning these elaborate proposal shenanigans that would definitely clash, and Emmy and Marie, who knew what was gonna happen, had cameras ready and kept saying in the videos that this is going to be hilarious. Our friends came out and them alongside strangers were clapping for us. They didn't even bother to play the songs we picked. The songs had no relevance anyway. Those songs were just randomly picked love songs. It was honestly a very happy memory even if we tricked our friends and family that day. Emmy's post about knowing me and Anna would end up together is still in my mind till this day. Now our wedding was just supposed to be a simple wedding at our hometown with only our closest friends and families present, and the only big thing we'll actually do is the traditional food giving to the community and be done with it, but our families insisted we have a bigger wedding, which we tried to stop but failed. We had a big wedding at our hometown, which while was a great memory, at that time we just thought it was hectic and troublesome. We had over 100 official guests plus the town's people coming in on the day of the wedding. We were even sent by our family to a honeymoon location of our choosing. We chose Palawan. We honestly just treated this as a vacation since we never planned to do the deed and even felt guilty for all these things our families have been doing for us when we only really did this for them to stop bothering us. After we came back, Anna, now my wife, moved in with me at my house in the city. We were basically glorified roommates, and at first we thought we'd try to date others, but we really didn't have much interest in dating. Even I tried to use my ring tan to attract some attention, since I believed those stupid shows about men with rings or markings left by rings being more attractive to ladies, but I didn't find anyone. A year passed and our parents once again started bothering us about grandchildren, which we've been avoiding by saying we're trying. Another year passed. Then came the lockdowns. We were barely going out, so we've had no one but each other for weeks. We've been living together for 2 years, so this isn't really a problem. Not financially either. We've been renting out the upper floors of the house, which were separate homes entirely BW, so we're doing okay financially. Most of what we've done during those times were just playing games with each other and watching shows and movies until one night, we've gotten drunk and did it. This is when we really started to act more like a couple, and it was honestly a great time, just each other for months, and we really grew so much more closer than before we've even started sleeping on the same bed. Our game times and movie nights remained mostly the same, but we've been doing stuff between sessions from time to time, and well, soon Anna got pregnant, and we called our parents about it. We were excited. They were excited, and in November 9, 2022, our daughter was born 4 years after our marriage, and she was beautiful. We've loved every moment of having her, apart from the sleepless nights. Watching her grow up is a blessing. Her first words were mama, but it was I who bore witness to our daughter's first steps, and it was I who filmed it. We are having our second child soon this year, 2024, and I just realized while typing this that we are about to hit our 30s. Dang it, we're old. Anyways, I just feel so blessed being given a wife who fully understands me, a daughter who's very cute and energetic, and another child on the way.
Me and my partner met our freshman year of college. We were part of the same friend group, still are. Most of not all of the group have had troubling home lives up until college, so we all had shared experiences and bonded over those and similar interests in games and activities and stuff. I started realizing problems with my first partner, but due to a list of problems of mine that I am still working on, I didn't leave, even when I absolutely should have. It was a traumatic relationship basically from the beginning. As I've come to realize with hindsight, I just didn't see it. The group helped me through it once they knew about it, and my current partner was the most present. He was always my best friend. All the years I was in college, we could talk about anything. And we did. We each have mental health problems, and we've helped each other through them at times. He helped me talk through things when I was in a very bad and dangerous mental space. I've also been there for him during similar times on his end. We agreed to split rent on a place together when we graduated college to keep each other from having to go back to the aforementioned bad home lives. We lived together as best friends for a couple months before we figured out we had mutual romantic feelings for each other. I had been crushing on him for a while, but wanted to work on myself and my issues, and honestly thought there was no way he'd feel the same. I didn't see a reason why he would. Just very good friends. He apparently was doing the same thing. We both were so afraid of ruining the friendship we had that neither of us said anything. Then one night, we were up late with friends and an amount of alcohol was involved. Not a lot. Just mildly tipsy. But after friends left to go home, we stayed up talking about heavy life things, as we are prone to do in the late hours. That was almost exactly 2 years ago now. He's the love of my life, and amazing in so many more ways than I deserve. Okay, so this is how you and your best friend turned into your part 3. Now. 1. You can't imagine your life without them. Look, if you had to imagine your life without your significant other in it, would you be able to do that without also imagining your best friend being removed from that life as well? If the answer is no, then chances are you went from best friends to lovers sometime between the last time you imagined your life without them in it and right now. The fact that you can't even fathom living a life without both of them is proof enough that they've become an indispensable part of your existence. They were the only person who could fill you in on all those embarrassing childhood memories that make you cringe. They know all your favorite inside jokes and all the things that make you laugh. They were one of the few people who knows how to make you smile when you're feeling down. Basically, they're more than just your partner. They're your confidant, your shoulder to cry on, your rock, your best friend. And if you feel this way about someone, then there's a good chance that you used to feel this way before you started dating. It was your friendship with them that gave way to romance. So tell us, who is this person who's become such an integral part of your life? Who is the person that you can't imagine your life without? Number 2, you notice them in a different way. There is a reason why they say never go to work hungry or don't talk to your crush. If you're hungry, you'll eat them alive, and if you talk to them, they might get the wrong idea. In both these cases, you have zero filters on. You are not thinking clearly, and you are more likely to say or do something that might put your relationship in jeopardy. Bottom line, going from friends to lovers is a big step, and if you're not careful, you could mess it up. That is why it is important to take some time and really think about where your relationship is headed before you make any rash decisions. Here's what we mean. When you start developing feelings for your friend, everything changes. All of a sudden, you're paying attention to every little thing they do and say. And you might start to notice things about them that you never noticed before. Maybe their eyes, their smile, the way they smell. Before you were just friends, but now that you have these new feelings, it's like you're seeing them in a whole new light. Everything seems different and exciting, and you can't help but daydream about what it would be like if you two were more than just friends. This is completely normal and actually the first step towards going from friends to lovers. But once you've noticed these feelings, it's important to take some time and really think about what you're doing. Are these feelings mutual? Is this something that you really want to pursue? Or maybe you should just keep your feelings a secret to protect your friendship. Either way, it is important to be careful and make sure that you don't jeopardize your friendship by acting on your feelings before you're ready. No. 3. Your dynamic has changed. Communication is key to any successful relationship, but it's especially important when you're going from friends to lovers. As your feelings for each other grow stronger, it's important to be open and honest with each other about where the relationship is going. This can be difficult, though, because you don't want to jeopardize your friendship by confessing your feelings and having them rejected. But it's important to remember that communication is a two-way street. Just because you are afraid to speak your mind doesn't mean that they are not also afraid to speak theirs. Chances are if you're going through this, they probably have similar feelings towards you. The key is to communicate openly and honestly with each other about where the relationship is going. If you're both on the same page, then great. Take the next step and see where it leads. But if not, then it's important to respect each other's feelings and decisions. Remember, communication is key. Number 4, they're always there for you. Do they make time for you even when they're busy? Do they listen when you need to vent? Are they the first person you turn to when something goes wrong? Best friends are there for each other through thick and thin. They're the ones you call when you need someone to talk to, someone to help you move, someone to take your shift at work. They're always there for you, no matter what. And number 5, you pay attention to the little things. When you're just friends with someone, you don't pay much attention to the little things. You don't notice the way they look at you, the way they touch you, the way they make you feel. But when you start developing feelings for them, all of a sudden you're paying attention to every little thing they do. You notice the way they smile at you, the way they lean in close when you're talking, the way they make you laugh. And you can't help but wonder if they feel the same way about you that you feel about them. When you're just friends with someone, you don't think about them in a romantic way. You don't fantasize about what it would be like to kiss them or hold their hand. But when you start developing feelings for them, all of a sudden, you can't stop thinking about them. You catch yourself daydreaming about what it would be like to be more than just friends. And when this happens, it's important to take a step back and evaluate how you feel about them. Are these feelings mutual? Would they feel the same way about you if you confessed your love for them? Or would it jeopardize your friendship? Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to act on your feelings is up to you. But it's important to be aware of them and what they mean before making a decision. If you do decide to act on your feelings and they're not mutual, then it's important to be prepared for rejection. It's always difficult to hear no, but it is important to remember that rejection is a part of life and it doesn't define you as a person. If they do reciprocate your feelings, then congratulations, you've found the love of your life. Just kidding. Maybe take it slow and see how it goes. Either way, it's important to communicate openly and honestly with your friend about how you feel. That's the most important thing.